Welcome, dear listener, to The Deep Dive. Today we're heading off, embarking on a really captivating journey to Ardmore. It's this charming village nestled right on the south coast of Ireland.
That's right, County Waterford.
And our mission? Well, it's to really unpack a story that brilliantly weaves together, ambitious modern business, the vibrant heart of an Irish community, and some pretty powerful ancient folklore. It shows us how destiny and, well, deeply personal choices can collide in the most unexpected ways. Really profound stuff.
Indeed. We're diving into material that paints such a vivid picture. It describes the place as snug on the south coast, with its stone seawall and this lovely golden sand beach.
Sounds idyllic.
It does. And you'll discover how a traditional Irish pub, Gallagher's, becomes the sort of unlikely foundation for this grand new vision.
Right.
And how two people who seem, worlds apart find their lives intertwined. Not just by circumstance, but by these centuries-old secrets. This deep dive, I think, will offer some surprising insights into how heritage can really shape ambition and how love can completely redefine the future.
So we're going to explore what happens when this American builder, this guy who's all about efficiency and big projects, steps into this small Irish village.
Yeah.
And how his meticulously planned path gets completely, upended by a very spirited local woman. Get ready for some real aha moments, spanning from, construction sites and boardrooms right into the heart of fairy legends and these fateful, deeply personal decisions.
So let's kick things off by really setting the scene. Ardmore itself, it's described not just as picturesque, but as a place just bursting with civic pride. It actually won the Tidy Town Award 2 years running.
That detail, the Tidy Town Award, it adds such a fascinating layer, doesn't it? Feels you, it's not just ancient history we're talking about. It's a living, breathing, proud community right now. And you see this history everywhere. Landmarks like the Round Tower, it still has its conical top still in place, apparently. And the 12th century cathedral built in honor of St. Declan, who, get this, apparently arrived 30 years before St. Patrick.
That's the local claim, yes. A very old heritage.
So how does this deep sense of local pride and history, how does that impact someone like Trevor coming in with his big development plans?
Well, it creates this foundational tension right away. This isn't just a pretty backdrop. It's the core identity of Ardmore. You've got this seamless blend of ancient reverence, the Ogham carving and Roman arcading in the cathedral ruins, the fact that it's considered holy ground where dead were buried,
right,
mixed with this vibrant daily life where, flowers grew in abundance, spilling out of window boxes. It creates the exact atmosphere that Trevor, the modern builder, is stepping into. It instantly sets the stage for how his ambitious vision is going to have to weave into, and maybe even be challenged by, the village's deep roots.
And stepping right into this rich tapestry is our central figure, Trevor Magee. He's American, a builder, a businessman, described as having the heart and hands of the builder as much as the cool, hard sense of the businessman.
A real duality there.
Yeah, and his big vision here in Ardmore. It's to build a traditional structure for traditional music, but the entrance is planned to go straight through the already established Gallagher's pub.
Which is quite a statement, and what's really striking about Trevor is his approach. He believes in learn from the ground up. He wants his hands in it.
So not just directing from afar.
No, not at all. And while that speaks to his builder's integrity, maybe, it also hints at his need for control, which becomes a really fascinating aspect of his character as the story develops. His focus on efficiency, on professionalism, that's typical of his business background, sure. But in Ardmore, those values are about to be seriously tested.
What's really intriguing, though, is that this project isn't just like a business opportunity for him. The sources tell us something had been pulling him toward Ireland, toward Ardmore, for more than a year, in dreams.
Wow. In dreams.
Yeah. And he's also deeply curious about his grandparents. He wonders about these bitter memories that kept them away from Ireland their whole lives. It suggests something deeper, doesn't it? Almost a fated connection beyond just enterprise.
Absolutely. It feels like the pull of destiny, or at least this subconscious yearning, and it challenges his purely pragmatic nature right from the get-go.
So as he starts laying the physical groundwork, the village itself, and one particular spirited resident, is about to lay some emotional groundwork for him.
You could say that, and it actually starts quite practically. Trevor makes some smart hiring choices. He praises Brenna O'Toole and her father as foremen, not just for their skills, but because, as he puts it, public relations on this sort of project were just as vital as a sturdy foundation. He gets that he needs local trust.
Smart move.
Yeah.
So, after all this detailed planning, his carefully constructed world is about to get a jolt. What about his very first encounter with Darcy Gallagher? How significant is that first glimpse?
Oh, it's huge.
He just catches sight of her from her window, describes her as having black hair, wicked smile, gorgeous, says she looks like a pixie with pure Irish cream skin.
It's significant because it's immediate, it's visceral, it completely bypasses his usual analytical filter, He's drawn to her instantly, but he also immediately recognizes her strength.
And her take on him.
Well, Darcy finds him faintly aloof, but not unfriendly. She definitely notices his height. He's apparently a good foot higher than her 5'2".
Quite a difference.
And Trevor, in his assessment, sees her as a woman who packed a punch. So you get this initial push and pull right away, this recognition of formidable wills. It establishes this dynamic where neither one is going to easily yield to the other.
So let's talk about the Gallaghers. Who exactly are they? They seem to be the real heart of this village running the famous Gallagher's pub.
That's right. You've got Aidan, he runs the pub itself. Then there's Sean, his brother, who rules the kitchen, but is also this incredibly talented musician.
Okay.
Then there's Brenna, she's the builder Trevor hired, and she's married to Sean. And finally, Jude, who's Aidan's wife. She's a psychologist and a writer. Quite a mix.
It really is. So this isn't just a family running a business.
No, not at all. They're the anchor of the community. Music's part of the Gallagher way, we're told. The pub is where tourists and locals just mix completely seamlessly. It's more than a business. It's like this living part of the village, embodying tradition, community, shared history. And this deep-rootedness, it's going to be a fascinating counterpoint to Trevor's more corporate, efficiency-driven approach.
And within this tight-knit, vibrant family, Darcy stands out. She has this striking independence, this ambition.
Yeah, she does.
She's got this restlessness, a real desire for travel. We hear about her recent glorious 7 days in Paris. A perfect birthday present, apparently, even though it cost her a big chunk of her savings.
But she's practical too, right? She immediately plans to start a Darcy Gallagher holiday fund for the next trip.
Exactly. And her expensive tastes, her value for efficiency, these aren't just superficial things, are they?
No, I think they're facets of her fierce independence. She wants to earn her own way, forge her own path. And Trevor, well, in a telling moment, he admits he finds these very traits very arousing.
Interesting.
And she's not shy. She openly flirts with him, notices the sharp angles of his face, the little scar on his chin, says it gives him a dangerous look, which she apparently finds a welcome change from safe men.
Okay, so sparks are flying, but maybe not in a simple way. He's drawn to her strength, but does he really get her values yet?
That's the question, isn't it? And it sets up this dynamic where attraction is mixed with maybe a fundamental misunderstanding early on.
This seems like a good point to bring in the whispers of legend. And Jude Gallagher, the psychologist and writer in the family, she's our guide here.
That's right. She explains this old story. It's about Carrick, who's called the Prince of the Fairies, and a mortal woman named Gwen.
Okay, fairy prince. Got it.
So Carrick, he showers Gwen with gifts, material things, diamonds, pearls, these shimmering sapphires that blazed in the grass, apparently from the heart of the sea. But Gwen, crucially, she wanted his love, not his riches.
The classic conflict, love versus wealth.
Exactly. But it's a tragic story, bound by this powerful spell, and the conditions are really important for understanding everything else. Carrick and Gwen, they wouldn't see each other again until 3 times lovers met and, accepting each other, risking hearts, dared to choose love over all else.
Wow. So it's not just about finding love, it's about a specific kind of love.
Yeah.
Deep, self-sacrificing, vulnerable.
Precisely. And Jude, she starts connecting the dots. She believes Trevor's great-uncle, John Magee, who died in World War I, he was engaged to Maud Fitzgerald. Maud is Darcy's cousin, and she lived in the cottage on Ferry Hill. So maybe they were one couple.
Okay, I see the connection.
And Jude also tentatively connects herself and Aidan and Sean and Brenna as maybe being the other couples who fulfilled parts of this spell. It hangs in the air.
And meanwhile, Trevor himself has a direct brush with all this mystical stuff. Carrick, the fairy prince, actually appears to him.
He does. Described as all in silver that sparkled, with long flow of black hair, wicked smile, and lightning blue eyes. Quite an image.
Definitely. And what does Carrick say?
He tells Trevor straight up, "Your destiny's here, tied with mine." He even shows Trevor this vision of him and Darcy together in a sphere clear as water.
Okay, so how does Mr. Pragmatic Businessman Trevor Magee deal with that? An actual fairy prince telling him about his destiny.
Well, it throws him into this huge internal conflict, doesn't it? The source shows he immediately tries to, well, rationalize it, to research the irrational.
Of course he does.
He has this incredibly vivid dream diving into the sea for a shimmering blue mass, and then he wakes up, totally inexplicably, with his hair damp from seawater.
Whoa.
Yeah. So what does he do? He seeks explanations. He immediately faxes his assistant Angela back in the States, telling her to research Carrick, Prince of Fairies, Gwen Fitzgerald, Fairy Hill Cottage.
Applying his business mind to fairy lore.
It's his coping mechanism, right?
Yeah.
Trying to gather data, get control. But it also just shows how powerful and undeniable this pull is, this thing beyond his control.
And just to add another layer of mystical meddling, Carrick gives Darcy a stone, finds it on John Magee's grave, tells her it grants one only heart's desire.
And the choices are fortune, vanity, fame, love.
That's not just some magic rock, is it? It's setting up a massive choice for Darcy down the line, a choice that's going to reveal everything about what she truly wants.
Absolutely. So as Trevor and Darcy are trying to navigate this budding connection, there are also these professional interests swirling around. Trevor owns Celtic Records, a recording company.
Right, I remember that.
And he sees Sean Gallagher's music, and Darcy's voice too, as brilliant and very marketable. He's already talking to Nigel Kelsey, the head of his London arm, telling him Darcy's voice is soaked in rich wine with gold at the edges.
High praise. He definitely sees the commercial potential then. He wants Aidan, Sean, and Darcy to perform Sean's music at the theater's opening night. Calls them natural performers.
Yeah, but Aidan's reaction is cautious, isn't it? He acknowledges it's a bit of a surprise and says it's something we need to think over and discuss as a family.
So it's not just a simple business deal. It's hitting that clash of values again, isn't it? Does Trevor genuinely appreciate the art, the cultural meaning of their music, or is he just seeing the asset?
That's a crucial question.
And how does that view impact how he sees Darcy? Because she kind of embodies that same cultural richness.
It's a really sharp point. Trevor spots the commercial value instantly, but for the Gallaghers, their music is just. It's woven into who they are, into the pub, the community. It raises that tension. Can something so deeply cultural be turned into a commodity without losing its soul?
Yeah.
And this professional interest, it quickly gets tangled up with the personal stuff, the complications, which of course reveals more about everyone involved. Darcy gets a taste of Trevor's world on a trip to London.
Oh yeah, how so?
Private jet, rich navy leather seats, crystal vases, the works, limousine waiting in London. And she finds herself thinking, money paves the way.
Money paves the way. That's a powerful thought for Darcy. Yeah. Is she drawn to the money itself, do you think, or more the freedom and experience it represents?
It's ambiguous, maybe deliberately so at this point.
Yeah.
But then, bam, a crisis hits back home. Mick O'Toole, Brenna's father, the foreman.
What happens?
He took a fall from a scaffold at the construction site. Not good.
Oh, no.
And this immediately brings Darcy rushing back from London. No hesitation. It highlights her deep loyalty. She says, he's like family, the closest thing to my own father.
So family first, no question.
Absolutely. Her priorities are crystal clear in that moment, even with the allure of Trevor's glamorous world. And Mick, described as a wise old man, he sees right through Trevor's, practiced charm.
Does he say something?
He does. He takes it upon himself to warn Trevor directly, tells him, don't toy with that girl. She's a big and seeking heart in her, even if she doesn't like to let it show.
Wow. Straight talk from Mick. How does Trevor take that?
It definitely gets under his skin. He feels troubled by Mick's words, and also by Carrick's earlier insistence on constancy.
It seems like Trevor's really struggling here. He realizes he dislikes making mistakes most of all. That's telling.
Very telling. And his reaction, he tries to keep Darcy off balance. He sees her careless confidence, maybe even her arrogance as these formidable weapons. He even notes his own sexual haze when it comes to her.
So it feels like he's trying to regain control because his own emotions are overwhelming him.
Yeah.
Using tactics instead of being vulnerable.
Absolutely. That's exactly it. His vulnerability comes out as this attempt at manipulation almost. He's grappling with feelings he can't just rationalize or control, so he tries to turn it into a game, maybe?
But Darcy, is she falling for it? Or is she seeing through it?
Well, despite his attempts, she's becoming increasingly clear about her own feelings. She acknowledges she hasn't wanted a man with quite so much focus and intensity. That's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
She even dreams of him, sees him coming to her on a white-winged horse. And in that dream, she has this profound realization. You You're everything and more. She's starting to see past the facade, I think, to the man underneath.
While all this personal drama is heating up, the family is still weighing Trevor's offer about their music.
Right, and Aidan, always the grounded one, his focus is on their center, the pub, family, home. Sean, the musician, he wants his music made in his own time and his own way.
So that clash of values again, community, tradition versus corporate ambition.
Exactly. And Jude, she offers this really critical, insightful perspective. She observes Darcy's vanity, sure, but she also says about Darcy, if the idea of it terrified you, if you hated the very thought of it, you'd do it anyway. You'd do anything for these two, meaning her brothers.
That's powerful, highlighting her loyalty again.
It is, and Jude explicitly wonders if this whole connection between Trevor and Darcy is actually tied to the last part of the legend. She points out, Darcy is a Fitzgerald on your mother's side, and therefore a cousin to Maud, the woman from Fairy Hill Cottage.
So Jude is connecting Darcy's deep selflessness, her loyalty, to her potential role in fulfilling that really demanding part of the spell, choosing love above everything else.
Precisely. She sees the potential link.
Okay, so after all this back and forth, this push and pull, the story hits this massive turning point, and it's triggered by something so surprisingly simple, yet profound. Homemade bagels.
Homemade bagels. It sounds almost comical, but it's the moment everything shifts for Trevor. It completely dismantles his emotional defenses.
Yeah,
Darcy just shows up unexpectedly, brings him a full dozen of Sean's homemade bagels from the pub, just because she knew he missed them from New York. A simple act of kindness.
And that's what does it.
That's what does it. In that moment, he realizes, I was in love with her. Fell in love over bagels, he decided.
Wow. Over bagels.
It's incredible, isn't it? Why bagels? Because it's just this unexpected, unconditional act of care. It completely bypasses all his defenses, all his calculations and control. This simple kindness just opens him up.
But this huge realization.
Yeah.
It doesn't lead to a sweet moment, does it?
No, quite the opposite. It immediately leads to this explosive fight. Trevor, completely grappling with these intense feelings he can't handle, he lashes out in senseless outrage, apparently. Accuses Darcy of basically using men for her fantasy.
Ouch. That's harsh. How does Darcy react?
Fiercely. Her eyes are blazing blue, her face goes white, and she just lays into him. I don't take a man to my bed who looks at me and sees a whore.
Oh.
Yeah. And she twists the knife a bit, revealing that the mermaid portrait he likely saw, Jude painted it for her birthday, making his accusation even more personal, more cruel.
So the raw emotion just spills out. What does Trevor say then?
He finally confesses, totally out of control, admits, my feelings for you are out of control, so I'm out of control.
Honesty. At last.
Yeah, raw honesty. And Darcy, she pushes him. She needs the truth. Asks him, I've thought of no man but you since we met. Is that enough for you?
That's the core question, isn't it?
It is. This is the moment they finally break through all those formidable weapons of arrogance and control they've been using. But then Trevor completely fumbles it.
How? He tries to propose.
He tries, but he frames it all wrong. Frames it in terms of providing for her expensive tastes. Talks about houses, bank accounts, credit cards.
Oh, no. He thinks he can buy her love. Or at least secure it with money.
Exactly. And Darcy is furious. Furious at the implication that she can be bought. She rejects him flat out, tells him, I'd have taken you with nothing, now I'll take you not at all.
That's devastating. It's not just a mismatch of words. It's like a fundamental clash of what they value. He tried to solve love with resources, and she wanted something completely different.
Directly hitting the core theme of that fairy spell, right? Love over riches.
Which brings us right back to that spell and the ultimate power of choice. Darcy then reveals something crucial about Carrick's sapphire, the wish stone.
Yes, she reveals she had it, she held it. Carrick's sapphire, her heart of the sea wish stone. But she didn't use it.
Why not? What was her reasoning?
Because, she says, her true wish was for Trevor to love me without it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's it, isn't it? That's the choice.
That is the absolute critical aha moment for her character and for the spell. Her choice not to use the magic is the ultimate fulfillment of the condition. Choosing love without conditions, without any external boosts. Proving her heart's desire wasn't fortune or vanity, but love itself.
So what does Trevor do? How does he react to that?
Well, he's desperate now, finally. He makes this heartfelt plea, admits his stupidity, just lays it bare, declares, I did love you without it. I do. He begs her, don't throw it away. Don't throw us away.
Does she believe him?
It seems so. Ultimately, Darcy gives the sapphire to Trevor, but not as a wish stone anymore. She transforms it into a charm and a promise, sealing their engagement.
A promise. That's beautiful.
And she adds this little coda, very Darcy. I take you, Trevor, prince or pauper, but loving me, you'll understand. I'm pleased you're more in line with the prince.
Huh. She still has her wit about her. Okay, so the spell is broken. They're together. And then there's this powerful symbol of new life that really seems to bring things full circle, especially for Trevor.
Yes. Jude goes into labor right in the middle of this wild storm, and completely unexpectedly, Trevor steps in and delivers the baby.
Trevor delivers the baby.
Yeah. Described as a slick bullet into his hands and already wailing. And the experience just rocks him. He feels his soul shaking. He feels this unexpected depth of love. Thinks, I could love like this in a heartbeat's time.
Wow. So that primal, visceral experience, it's like his final transformation.
I think so. It connects him to that unconditional, self-sacrificing kind of love that the spell required, maybe in a way nothing else could have. This new life born amidst the storm, combined with the love that he and Darcy finally chose. It symbolizes the breaking of that ancient fairy spell.
A new beginning for everyone.
Exactly. And in this really lovely full circle moment, Trevor and Darcy join the Gallaghers in singing. They sing the Black Velvet Band, a song he now connects intimately to Darcy. He's fully part of their world now, not just observing it or trying to change it.
What an incredible journey through Ardmore. I mean, wouldn't you agree? This deep dive really shows us how destiny, business, pure, raw emotion,
Yeah.
how it can all intertwine in ways we just never anticipate, forcing us to face our deepest vulnerabilities and ultimately to really choose love.
It truly highlights that, doesn't it? We can plan our lives out with such precision, think we have it all figured out, but the most profound experiences, the ones that really change us, often come from completely unexpected places and connections. They reveal truths about ourselves we didn't even know were there. And the story of Trevor and Darcy, set against this amazing backdrop of ancient Irish legend, it reminds us that the heart of the sea, well, it isn't just a physical place or, material wealth. It's a symbol of that deep, unwavering love, found when you least expect it, maybe, and chosen above everything else.
And that wraps up our deep dive for today. What really stands out to you, listening now, from this intricate tapestry of fate, family, and some pretty fierce love? Perhaps it makes you wonder, what ancient tales or hidden legacies might be quietly shaping your own path, even when you're busy trying to build your own empire?
That's a thought.
We invite you to ponder the magic that might exist in just the everyday moments, and the profound power we all have in the choices we make, especially those made from the heart.